The Nutmeg Princess, written by Richardo Keens-Douglas. On a little island in the Caribbean called the Isle of Spice, there lived an old lady way up high in the mountains. Petite Mama was tiny, but she worked hard and she was very strong. She owned lots of land where she grew bananas, soursop, oranges, star apples, mangoes, and every other tropical fruit you could think of. When they were ripe, she would go down to the mountain to sell her fruits in the town. No one would come up to the mountain to buy from Petite Mama because people were afraid of her. They thought she was some kind of witch. Petite Mama had many fruit trees, but her choicest crop came from the nutmeg. Just beyond her nutmeg trees was a bottomless lake in the middle of a volcano. Now, on this lake, Petite Mama said lived a beautiful young woman. Petite Mama called her the Nutmeg Princess because she would appear whenever the nutmeg was ready for picking. Dressed in a pale blue gown with dewdrops in her hair that looked like diamonds. She would sit on a bamboo raft in the middle of the lake, humming a song, sometimes sad, sometimes happy, and in the blink of an eye, she would disappear. Petite Mama was the only one who had ever seen her. In the town lived a boy named Aglo and his best friend, a girl named Petal. Aglo and Petal loved to spend time with each other. Sometimes they would splash in the ocean. Other times, they played hide and seek among the colorful trees and bushes. But what they loved most was reading together. Whenever they saw Petite Mama selling her fruits, they would call out, "Do you want any help today, Petite Mama?" And she would shout back, "No thanks, children, not today." Some days, Petite Mama would surprise them and throw a couple of mangoes or plums. They would bite into the fruit and laugh as the sweet juices trickled down their chins. One day, Aglo went all the way up to the mountain to see Petite Mama. "Is there really a Nutmeg Princess?" he asked. "I would like to see her. The nutmeg is beginning to bloom, and she would appear soon. Do you believe I see her?" Petite Mama asked. "Oh yes, Petite Mama, I believe you." "Then get up bright and early in the morning. When you hear the first cock crow, start to climb the mountain until you reach the lake. Sit down on the big stone by the old red rowboat and wait." "Will she come?" asked Aglo. "Only the good Lord knows, my child." With that, Aglo ran down to the mountain straight to Petal's house. Petal agreed to go with him. Very early the next morning, Aglo and Petal were halfway up the mountain when they heard the first cock crow. Up and up and up they went until at last they came to the small lake. The smell of the nutmeg was very strong, drifting back and forth in the fresh morning breeze. Suddenly, everything became very still. "Look," Aglo said quietly, pointing to the raft. "There she is." "Where? Where?" Petal shouted. But no matter where Petal looked, she couldn't see the princess. "What is she like, Aglo?" asked Petal. "She's very beautiful. She's wearing a long blue dress. She has diamonds in her hair, and she's smiling at us." "She's gone, Petal. She's gone." "I wish I could have seen her," said Petal, disappointed. "Maybe next time," replied Aglo. They ran back down the mountain, stopping at Petite Mama's house to tell her the good news. Down on they continued, shouting that they had seen the Nutmeg Princess, but no one believed Aglo, except Petal and Petite Mama. Now, although nobody believed Aglo, half the town came up to the mountain to sit by the lake. If what Aglo said was true, and the princess had all those diamonds in her hair, the townspeople thought they would get some and be rich for the rest of their lives. After 2 days, the princess had not appeared. Then, on the third morning, everything became very still. "There she is!" exclaimed Aglo. "Where? Where?" shouted everyone. All they could see was the bamboo raft. "Maybe the diamonds are on the raft," said the lady. And with that, they all jumped into the water and swam towards the raft. The Nutmeg Princess stood there singing her sad song. She saw how the people only cared for riches and nothing else. And then she signaled Aglo and Petal to come to her. "But I can't swim," cried Aglo. "Let's use the old rowboat," said Petal. Off they went rowing towards the princess. But halfway there, the boat started to leak and slowly began to sink. "I can't swim," Aglo called out in panic. "Don't worry," replied Petal. "Just hold on to me and everything will be all right." Petal swam with Aglo holding on to her until, all wet and exhausted, they reached the raft. "Is she here?" Petal asked as they climbed up. "She is, and she's smiling at us," said Aglo. As for the townspeople, whenever they got close, the raft would drift out of reach until they all got tired and swam back to shore. Suddenly, the princess shook her hair, scattering dewdrops, diamonds all over the lake. It was as if the heavens had opened up and were raining millions of stars. One diamond landed in the middle of Petal's forehead. "I can see her, Aglo! I can see her!" shouted Petal. The princess looked at Petal. "You cared enough for your friend to bring him to safety. Take that gift of caring out into the world, and remember, if you believe in yourself, all things are possible." And she was gone. Aglo and Petal went down to the mountains, straight to Petite Mama's house. But Petite Mama was gone too. She had left a letter, and this is what it said. "I leave my entire estate to Petal and Aglo. I know they will keep my fruit and my nutmeg trees growing for generations to come. Today, because of Petal's and Aglo's hard work, the nutmeg is the most precious crop on that little island in the Caribbean, Isle of Spice. And as for the Nutmeg Princess and Petite Mama, no one has ever seen them again."